Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Check, check. This is the.
Good, baccalaureate. It's really sweet.
Basically, anybody that's sitting up here is going to be switching in and out.
And this will have a picture of the video feed, what's
Yeah.
going out. So if you guys see yourself on the screen, you know that you need to kind of sit still.
Yeah, yeah. I can just sit right here, so.
Okay. So we're good to go. And so there's no walk-in.
No.
We're just doing that.
Yep.
Then you'll call them to order.
Mhm.
Then you'll come when the kids process in. Do you need to play a song?
I think we're doing like a full procession. I mean, 8:20 we.
I'm sorry. I had it up for them over there.
8:20 we have students coming in.
Is there a formal entrance, or are they just going to come in?
They're just going to come in. Be seated.
Let's do background music, and then they'll also be just say, ladies and gentlemen, please silence your cell phones. We're about to begin.
Yep.
And then begin, and
Yep.
I'll roll that until we go live on the video.
Perfect.
At 8:15, we're going to go live. So we'll be alive from 8:15
Okay.
for just people to see and log in.
Perfect.
How long do you think the program will run?
I mean, we're hoping to end right at 10. That is our goal.
Very cool. And if anybody asks you, they go to the Walker website, just look for the live.
Perfect.
Click on it, it'll be this one. It'll be live.
Perfect.
Good luck, sir. Good
Thank
to
you
see
so
you again.
much.
All right. If you need anything,
Yep.
I can see everything in the room up there because the cameras. So if
I'll-
you need something, I'll jump out and help you.
Thank you. I think we'll be good. But this is live now.
It's live. I'm just in
Okay.
I can put another one out if you need to talk around the podium.
No, I think we'll be all right. Thank you. Yankees stink. Yankees stink.
You good?
Yankees are terrible. By the way, nobody likes the Yankees. Except for suckers. The Red Sox have won a lot more titles this century than the Yankees. They're winning a lot this year. That is true. That's why I'm taking out my hate on the Yankees. Because I have nothing positive and cheerful.
I tried to see how close I could get him.
Snuggle up.
Levi.
All right, we good to go?
I didn't see.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I can quickly ask you guys to silence your cell phones before we start, that'll be lovely, thank you. All right. Good morning. I love that you guys still do that. I appreciate that. Parents, faculty, most importantly, our students, welcome to the 2026 Middle School Honors Celebration. My name is Mikkel Alper, and I have the honor of being the Dean of Students for the Walker Middle School. Today is more than just about plaques and certificates. It's a celebration about the curiosity that drives you to ask why, and the honor you show by doing the right thing when no one is watching. As your dean, I've had the privilege of seeing your growth firsthand, not just in the classroom, but in the quiet moments of character that define who we are as a community. At Walker, we often say that every student is seen, known, and valued. But to me, that means recognizing that your dignity isn't tied to a grade, but to the person that you're becoming. While we're all here to honor specific academic milestones today, I want to be clear. We're equally proud of the kindness you've shown to one another and the resilience that you've built throughout this year. To our teachers, thank you for being the mentors who turn these principles into daily practice. And to our students, whether you walk across this stage today or cheer from your seat, your journey is significant, and your presence is what makes this school a home. One of the best parts of my job is observing the patterns that emerge in our community, the small clues that tell us who our students really are. This week, I found myself looking through the 8th grade portrait slideshow, specifically at the quotes our graduates chose to represent themselves. I did a tally, and the results were telling. Dr. Seuss took the top spot with 3 mentions, proving that even as they head to high school, our students still value a bit of imagination and play. Right behind him was a fascinating 6-way tie. Yogi Berra, Michael Jordan, C.S. Lewis, Eleanor Roosevelt, Maya Angelou, and Winnie the Pooh. When you see those names side by side, it tells you everything you need to know about this class. It shows they're curious enough to seek wisdom from poets and theologians, tenacious enough to admire the greatest athletes, and kind enough to still take advice from a bear who just loves honey. It's a beautiful reflection of the balanced, thoughtful, and slightly eclectic people you've become. They aren't just one thing, they're a little bit of all those things. Today, we have the honor of hearing from some of those voices. And with that, I'd like to welcome to the stage our first of two student speakers, Alicia Miles followed by Emily Wu.
Good morning. I am Alicia Miles. As said by V.E. Schwab, time is cruel to all and crueler still to artists, because visions weaken and voices wither and talent fades, because happiness is brief and history is lasting, and in the end, everyone wants to be remembered. Walker School community, I stand here today with the class of 2030 as we say goodbye to the 3 years we have known as middle school and take our next step forward. I've prepared a poem for you today. This poem is about growing up, leaving what you have known, and taking that next step forward. We are becoming memories, you and I, turning into moments we can't relive, only pass by. The paths before us are stretched wider now, branching into more than we can choose. Every road feels full of promise and full of something we might lose. This day, this time will never happen again. The time of learning, of becoming, is coming to an end. And who is ready to say goodbye, to close that final door and not look back, not knowing if you will fly? Because what if my wings don't grow? What if I reach that moment and still don't know? What if I'm stuck here, not ready for change? That must happen, that needs to happen. It's racking my brain. And then they ask me what I'll become, like I'm supposed to choose. But how do you pick a future when you have so much to lose? I'm terrified of losing the memories, of losing the laughter, the careless, younger days, when happiness was simple in 100 different ways. I miss how it was then, when everything didn't need to be perfect or right, when I didn't stay up late, overthinking every single night, when the world felt smaller and I still fit inside. Before someday turned into soon, and soon turned into right now, I had had every reason to give into every dream I would allow. But the age of growing up has come quicker than I expected. The dreams I once had now put into perspective. And now I stand between moving through the questions, heavy with doubt. Because the future isn't waiting for me to be okay. It's coming just as quickly as these moments slip away. So maybe I don't need the answers or perfect, certain plan. Maybe all I really need is become who I can. Because staying here in stillness won't keep the past alive. It only keeps me from becoming someone new, someone that might thrive. So I'll carry every memory, every version, every part, not as something I'm holding, but as something I'll forever keep in my heart. And I'll let them walk behind me, not in front, not side by side. Not because I want them gone, because I know if I want to grow, it means they have to move along. And maybe one day I'll look back here, not with fear, but quiet pride, knowing I once stood on the edge and chose to take that step outside. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce you to Emily Wu.
Good morning, everyone. I am Emily Wu. It was once said, just because you shoot the ball doesn't mean you'll score, but everyone who scored has shot the ball. 6th grade me would have never expected 8th grade me to be up here, but here I am, proving to my younger self that I am brave enough to be holding this spot. There were moments when I thought about giving up and quitting. However, in those times, it was my parents who helped me stand up, my friends who told me not to back down, and my teachers who held my hand throughout my middle school years. They helped me block those negative thoughts. I may be standing up here today and still fumble over my words, but I know that small voice that was always in the back of my head will disappear at this moment. The one that kept on telling myself that I wasn't capable enough to do this, or what if I mess up and embarrass myself in front of everyone? It has always been the loudest voice whenever it comes to stepping out of my comfort zone. But what I have learned through that voice was that the more I start to ignore and respond to them less, the more I could prove to myself that I am way stronger than I thought I could be. Don't let that voice or other people's voices affect who you want to become. Success doesn't come from words, it comes from action. Once you can prove to yourself and others who don't believe in you that you can accomplish what you've always wanted to fulfill, then those words won't matter to you anymore. You start recognizing them less and be the more confident, passionate version of yourself. In addition to trusting yourself, you should also try to do your best to the utmost of your ability. Putting in effort isn't always about the result at the end. It's about the progress and process. It's a moment where I can find my mistakes and grow from them. If you already go in with the expectation of failure, then you will never know whether you can or cannot achieve your goals. Prove to yourself that you are willing to take a step forward and willing to try no matter the outcome. And that is strength. Success doesn't prove strength, but strength can prove success. There will be obstacles that will get in your way while you're trying to reach your goals. But instead of fearing them, you should try to overcome them. And it might seem hard at first, but sometimes all you have to do is change your state of mindset. Once, I was hesitant to join the tennis team for both school and outside of school. However, I came up with the realization that there was nothing to lose if I tried. So I went on the court and showed people what I got. Did I make every single shot? No, yet I still kept a positive mindset. I told myself over and over again to focus on the next ball, and eventually, I improved day by day. You can never predict what's going to happen next, so don't doubt yourself that early into the game. Everyone has their struggles and problems in life. Just because you can't see them on the outside doesn't mean they don't exist. However, my classmates and friends helped make them feel lighter. Sometimes, it's the small moments that count the most. It can just be a random Tuesday where I laugh with my friends on the way to math class or joke with my classmates in a wholesome way. Those are the memorable moments that make me cherish going to school. Going into high school, these moments will stick with me forever. I want to keep being who I am today, but also challenge myself to be more courageous and explore the things I've always been scared to do. I want to thank all of my teachers that led me to become who I am today. Without them, Walker wouldn't be as good of a community as it is right now. I also want to thank my friends for always making me laugh, even through the hard times. Lastly, I want to thank my parents for always being there for me. They were always lifting me up through my ups and downs. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for always believing in me. This speech is beginning to come to an end. So I want to tell everyone here that there's nothing you can't do. Sometimes it's your fear that's getting in the way, leading you into a deep hole you know you would never jump if that fear wasn't there to tell you what to do. So don't let your fears define who you are and what your life is going to be like. Always remember that you can't expect yourself to make every shot, but you'll never score if you never give yourself the chance to shoot. And that brings me to one last thing. Just because you believe in yourself doesn't guarantee success, but every single successful person has believed in themselves. Thank you.
Let's give our speakers one more round of applause. It takes a great deal of dignity to stand up at this podium, and you both represented your class beautifully. As I look out at this group, I'm reminded of the quotes I mentioned earlier. Whether you're inspired by the grit of Michael Jordan or the wisdom of Maya Angelou, that inspiration has translated into a remarkable year of growth. Middle school is a unique journey, a time to discover which subject sparks your curiosity and where your specific talents lie. While we're about to recognize students for exemplary performance in their classes, please know that an award is just a snapshot of a moment. To every student here, whether your name is called today or not, I've seen your persistence. That effort is what defines a Walker student, and we're proud to celebrate the dedication you've all shown this year. Ms. Stroh?
Good morning. At this time, we will honor students for exemplary performance in their academic classes. I ask that as I read the names, you hold your applause until the end. For excellence in English, 6th grade, McKinley Shinton, Aria Terry, Samson Radomski. As I call your name, please come up and get your certificate. Anoki Subramanian, Camden Smith, Hudson Onumanu, Lincoln Casa, Amira Nawab. For 7th grade, Nick Bing, Kaylin Shaw, Peyton Rogerson, Sharon Dollywall, Andrew Weinstein, Isabel Blaylock, Zoe Horowitz, and Bronx Patrick. For 8th grade, Evelyn Hesse, Carla Calderon, Jade Lopez, Ella Rosen, Kate Barker, Brooke Scott, August Wolf, and Hank Raby. Next up will be the Excellence in Science Awards, starting with 6th grade Earth Science, Cam Perez, Joy Castling, Camden Smith, Miles Kala, Elle Finnegan, Trisha Pradhan, Ellie Tu, and Anoki Subramanian. For 7th grade Life Science, Jonathan Greggs, Avon Reynolds, Nahar Kasachdev, Lola Gupta, Wyatt Wood, Pari Senthil, Lanija Fakanier, and Jackson Miller. For 8th grade Physical Science, Bijal Chavda, Sienna Weiss, Evan Joannou, Suwan De Silva, Camille Erdl, Olivia Miles, Dash Callahan, and Jay Innocent. For excellence in history, For excellence in history, 6th grade global studies, Lainey Robertson, Cam Perez, Samara Redu, Maya Sangera, Ren McAndrews, Olivia Pomeroy, Shiv Patel, and Olivia Mintz. And you guys, quick note, we're not doing photos here, so as soon as you get your certificates, you can go back to your seats. For excellence in 7th grade world history, Nick Bing, Ava DeBrock, Patrick Enzinger, Lanija Fakanier, Morgan Hansel, Lola Gupta, Kaylin Shaw, Andrew Weinstein. For 8th grade American Studies, Nathan Hall, Camille Ertl, Connor Scott, Evelyn Hesse, Elise Sistrunk, Olivia Miles, Evie Herndon, Hope Caldera. For excellence in mathematics, Math Foundations, Sophia Hesse, Joy Castling, Lucas Marizzi, Elise Vanderhagen, and Surya Terry. For excellence in pre-algebra, Maya Sangera, Trisha Pradhan, Aria Terry, Sloan Peters, Nick Diaz-True, Anoki Subramanian, McKinley Shinton, Miles Kala, Andrew Weinstein, Lanija Fakanier, Pari Senthil, Tommy Anderson, Bryce Walton, and Connor Kilfeather. For Intro to Algebra, Sharon Dollywalt, Hendrix Gallagher, Matias Correa, Zach Franks, Annie Vogt, Sam Carter. For excellence in Algebra 1, Nahar Kasachdev, Kaylin Shaw, Zoe Barker, Jay Innocent, Olivia Miles, and Connor Scott. For excellence in honors geometry, Evelyn Hesse, Evie Herndon, Nathan Hall, and Camille Ertl. For excellence in Algebra 2, Joseph Dong and Ryan Lee. Next up, we have excellence in the fine arts. And we will start with band. For 6th grade band, Joy Castling, Nick Diaz-True, Evan Casey, and Lucas Marizzi. For excellence in 7th grade band, Patrick Enzinger, Nicholas Opoko-Mensah, Charlotte Brew, and Wyatt Wood. For excellence in 8th grade band, Levi Stroh, Liam Bundy, Kennedy Davison, and Carter Gant. For excellence in orchestra, 6th grade, McKinley Shinton, Sam Watley, and Sloan Peters. For 7th grade orchestra, Gabby Kupchik, Mallory Casey, Ava DeBrock, and Ben Manganero. And for 8th grade orchestra, Connor Scott. Next up, we have excellence in drama, 6th grade, Olivia Pomeroy, Declan Campbell, and Ella Luttrell. For 7th grade drama, Andrew Weinstein, Zoe Horowitz, and Isabel Blaylock. For 8th grade drama, Riley Carter, Evelyn Hesse, Hope Caldera, and Leighton Tyson. Next up, we have Excellence in Art. 6th grade, Jillian Schmidt and Lainey Robertson. For 7th grade art, Bronx Patrick, Lincoln Fraley, and Nina Maciarowska. Eighth grade art, Sienna Weiss and Renee Zasopti. For excellence in chorus, 6th grade, Ellie Tu and Elaine Hamilton. Seventh grade, Avery Swidler and Tommy Anderson. And for 8th grade chorus, Alicia Miles and Leanne Warren. For excellence in dance, Catherine Patrick, Emma Bonzer, Brooke Scott, and Leanne Warren. Next, we will recognize excellence in physical education. We will start with 6th grade PE. Hudson Fisher, Liam Smallwood, Joy Castling, Samson Radomski, Amir Pasha, and Ruby Willingham. For 7th grade, Eva Aguilera, Lanija Fakanier, Patrick Enzinger, and Bryce Walton. Eighth grade, Suwan De Silva, Silas Ming, and Evie Herndon. For excellence in fitness, Benjamin Manganero, Avery Swidler, and Catherine Vega for the 7th grade. And for our 8th graders, Zoe Barker, Alicia Miles, Connor Ricks, Hendrix Gallagher, Hayden Gustafson, Aiden McCrae, Taylor Mendez, and Zara Patel. Next, we have excellence in technology. For 6th grade digital technology, Trisha Pradhan, Aria Terry, Will Ciaris, Anoki Subramanian, Aiden Lin Su, and Levi Lininger. For computer science principals, 7th grade, Brooke Koss, Bella Parrish, Kaylin Shaw, and Bryce Walton. And for 8th grade computer science principals, Evelyn Hesse. For excellence in robotics, 7th grade, Nicholas Apoko Minsa, Naharika Sachdev, and Sharon Dhaliwal. For 8th grade robotics, Jay Innocent, Connor Scott, Suwan De Silva, and Amrit Vijay Varghia. For excellence in film and video, for 7th grade, Zachary Spatalnik, Catherine Vega, Elliot Fraley, Zoe Horowitz, and Malcolm Graves. For 8th grade film and video, Alicia Miles, Jackson Hitchens, Hope Caldera, Hendrix Gallagher, Matias Correa, and Hank Raby. And last but not least, we will be recognizing excellence in foreign languages. Starting with Spanish. From 6th grade, Olivia Mintz, Sam Watley, and Cameron Powell. For Spanish 1A, Evelyn Hesse, Morgan Smith, and Isabel Blaylock. For Spanish 1B, Sienna Weiss and Leighton Tyson. And for Spanish 2, Matias Correa and Nathan Hall. For excellence in French, Samaya Ridu, Ellie Tu, Elaine Hamilton, Maithri Nadakaduti, Camden Smith, and Anoki Subramanian. For French 1A, Mallory Casey. And for French 1B, Kennedy Davison and Zoe Barker. And finally, for excellence in Latin, Olivia Pomeroy, Nick Diaz-True, Joy Castling, and Lucas Settle. For Latin 1A, Andrew Weinstein and Lola Gupta. And for Latin 1B, Caleb Tolbert, Mila Grayson Thompson, and Caleb Chapman. Let's give them all one more big round of applause. Congratulations to all of our subject award recipients. While those awards celebrate academic mastery, our next two speakers remind us of the voices and the stories that give our classrooms their heart. Please join me in welcoming our next student speakers, Suan De Silva, followed by Charlotte Williams.
Good morning. My name is Suan De Silva. Okay, you got this. One step at a time. This is what I tell myself every day, every month, and every second of the year. I tell this myself before taking a test. I tell this myself after taking a test. I tell this myself when I found out I failed said test. I tell this to myself every day. Why? Because I can. I can take that math test and not vomit. I can get through the day without at least 42 milliliters of caffeine. I got this. And this is what my time at the Walker School has taught me. I have to admit, I did not even want to come at Walker in the first place, but this place would grow on me, and I would learn to love it. I would learn to love my teachers, my peers, and especially my friends. During my time as a middle schooler, I've learned many things. One of the things I learned is to always be on top of stuff. I know that most of you in this room have already heard this before, but that's for a good reason. Back when I was in 6th grade, I was prepared, but not mentally. I procrastinated on everything, and I put games over work. This was, of course, a bad thing, as my grades decreased greatly. I realized my mistake early enough, but it was cutting close. Being on top of your work helps you do everything faster, but it does get more challenging. After all, the stronger you get, the more teachers will challenge you. You really need to pace yourself and know when to let off the gas. Everybody is always talking about getting stuck in a hole, but nobody is talking about how to get out of it. When my grandma died in 2023, I did not know what to do. Everything was happening so fast and so quickly. I didn't have time to grieve before she got buried. I kept it in for months, but eventually the bubble burst. I went to a quiet corner and cried. After that, I took a deep breath and went back to what I was doing. To get out of that hole, slow down, take a deep breath, and start climbing back up. I also learned another lesson. If you are getting bullied or have a mental, physical, or social problem at all, please tell someone, ideally an adult. You really can't keep it forever. One of the biggest things to know as a growing 8th or 7th grader is to take accountability for your actions. I learned this the hard way when I was in middle school. On that day, I made the biggest blunder of my middle school career. I will not go into detail on that incident, as I've only told my closest friends this. But the damage was done. I had to face the consequences. But hey, you can still learn from your mistakes. Just know that the risk will be bigger. As the Buddha said, do not overlook actions merely because they are small. However small a spark may be, it can burn down a haystack as big as a mountain. Very recently, I went to state championships for track and field. My event was a 2-mile run. Needless to say, I was pretty nervous. Nervous even when I went up to the starting line. But right before the pistol shot, when the starter said, "On your mark," the runner next to me looked at me and said, "You got this. One step at a time. I got this. You got this. Believe in yourself. You can achieve anything." At the end, I did get the personal record. I believed in myself every step of the way. With this speech coming to an end, I would like to call off some people. First, of course, are my parents. They're the ones who brought me to Walker in the first place. Next, I would like to thank Ms. Mustafa and Ms. Halaki and the 8th grade team for reviewing and validating this speech. I would like to thank Mr. Rubens for being honest with my grades, Mr. Bohr for helping me with my capstone, and Mr. Harrop and Coach Todd for being awesome coaches, Ms. Giles and Ms. Liberto for being awesome robotics coaches, Ms. Smith, Ms. Perino, Ms. Elliott, and Coach Bargo for always being nice to me in the halls, Ms. Arjona for being a great drama teacher. A special thanks to Mr. McElhaney, who saw what I can do and pushed me to my greatest potential. A huge thanks to Mr. Carlson, Mr. Fuller, and Mr. Alpair for being an excellent head of school, head of middle school, and dean of student life. And last, but certainly not least, I would like to thank everyone in this room for taking the time to listen to my speech. Thank you, and you got this. Thanks, guys.
Charlotte, you're up next. Ladies and gentlemen, have you met Charlotte Williams?
Good morning, all. My name is Charlotte Williams. Winnie the Pooh once said, "How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard?" Standing here today, looking out at all of you, I realize just how lucky I am. I start to reminisce about some of the memories I will never forget, like when a group of friends and I played Try Not to Laugh at Camp Highland and spit out our water all over each other because Alicia got an aggressive impulse. Or when Emma got marker in her hair, so Carla and I spent all of X Block washing, drying, and restyling it. The gossip, the laughs, the tears, even the drama, I'm really going to miss it all. Before we look forward, we should probably remind ourselves of the people who got us here, including the ones who couldn't be here today. For me, I'd like to thank my parents for their endless support and genuine love. You believed in me before I ever believed in myself, and for that, I'm truly thankful. To our teachers, thank you not only for teaching us equations and history, but also for showing us how to think for ourselves, even when we gave you a hard time. Middle school has been more than just a series of difficult classes. It's been a season of growth, friendship, and self-discovery. Whether this is your first year here, or you've been at Walker for as long as you can remember, this time is still about celebrating how much we've all changed since the first day we walked through the doors of this middle school. It's strange how a place can feel so new one day and so hard to leave the next. Looking back, we all faced challenges that felt huge at the time, from social problems to personal insecurities. But we didn't just persevere through those moments, we grew from them. And even though we are all going through different but valuable experiences, we still have to remember to push forward and try again tomorrow. I always like to remind myself that people may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Just because one chapter of our lives is closing, it doesn't mean that the next chapter won't be just as good, if not better. I'm going to miss each and every chapter, but most of all, I'm going to miss the people. It's bitter and not so sweet to think about, but many of our peers won't be returning when we move to high school. It's hard to picture a school day without seeing Zoe or laughing with Emma. I'd like to think that we will all stay in touch, and that even though we are all going in different directions, it won't matter because we are all bonded over our middle school journey. I'll be the first to admit that my path throughout middle school hasn't ever been a straight line. There were many moments when my motivation was non-existent, and honestly, my attitude was probably worse. I typically struggled to find the why behind my work and the point of asking questions. I always cared a little too much about how other people viewed me, and throughout my middle school journey, that has definitely taught me a lot more lessons about myself. I realized that not everyone is going to like me, and I'm not going to like everyone else either. But as long as I'm respectful, that's truly all that matters. I also learned to be more lenient on myself and to give myself and others credit for what we've all achieved. Whether we are ready or not, the next chapter is starting. To my class of 2030, let's take the laughter from our favorite moments and the strength we found in our toughest ones and use them to make our mark on the world. I wouldn't change a single thing about the people moving forward with me to high school. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, 8th graders, for making my year memorable.
Thank you, Charlotte. As we move into our final set of honors, we shift our focus from academic subjects to the very heart of this community. These awards recognize the qualities that make the Walker School more than just a place of study. They celebrate school spirit, service, leadership, and genuine love of learning. These honors are a reflection of how our students live out our core principles every single day. I get to present the School Spirit Award. Beyond the trophies and high scores, the heart of Walker, is defined by our school spirit. To us, Spirit isn't just about cheering in the stands. It's the kindness and pride that we show in lifting each other up. It's the energy that makes us feel like we belong. Students, if I call your name, please come forward. Alicia Miles. Henry Clifton. Owen Hugh. Riley Carter. Hendrix Gallagher. Jackson Hitchens. Leighton Tyson.
The School Service Award is presented to the student or students who exemplify a service-first mindset by modeling selflessness and supporting the Walker community through services, acts of kindness, and contributions to a loving and welcoming environment. The winners of the School Service Award are Hope Caldera and Hank Raby.
The next award is the Mary Love Leadership Award. The Mary Love Leadership Award is named after Mary Love Reed, who served as a teacher and later as the head of the school. This award is given to the student or students who have demonstrated exceptional leadership during his or her time at Walker. Will Evelyn Seidel and Connor Scott please come forward to receive the Mary Love Leadership Award?
Good morning. The next award is the Nancy Calhoun Love of Learning Award. Miss Nancy Calhoun served Walker as a teacher and the founding middle school principal. She was passionate and innovative in her approach to middle school education. This award is given annually to the student or students who exemplify a love of learning by demonstrating an enduring commitment to personal growth in the same passionate way that Nancy Calhoun did. Will the following students please come forward to receive the Nancy Calhoun Love of Learning Award? Some memorable moments, remember? Evelyn Hesse and Nathan Hall.
Good morning. Our final award will be the O.C. and Ruth S. Hubert Award. This award was created by the children of O.C. and Ruth S. Hubert to honor their parents, and the example that they set for young people. The Hubert Award is the highest honor a middle school student can earn. To be nominated for this award, the student must represent the highest standards of our middle school. And this year, we are proud to present the OC and Ruth S. Hubert Award to Jay Innocent.
Please join me in welcoming our final speaker, Olivia Miles.
Good morning. I am Olivia Miles. Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. That's the answer to all the young children who complain, but why do I have to go to school? How can anyone change the world if they know nothing about it first? Though this may not just mean what is learned in the classroom. Even if that is just as important, it is also the things you learn about yourself, the people around you, the structure that your life will continue to follow, that also falls into the fortitude of the weaponry and armor you begin to build throughout your education. Middle school built the Under Armour. It built the foundation that will stand on throughout your future career. But it is on you to internalize the advice and ideas that are left by you and by your teachers and your peers. Your coaches, friends, teachers, and all want what is best for you. They lay down what they think will help you beyond their time with you. It is your choice to take it. And here in middle school, I implore you not to turn your back on it. Because one day, these people won't be holding your hand anymore. One day, you may find yourself alone with only you and your ambitions. In that moment, look at yourself in the mirror. Review what these people have told you. Figure out what you need now and use their words as the courage you need to fuel your achievements. When you see your reflection, remember you started from zero before. When you entered middle school, you knew nothing of what would lie ahead. Remember that you're prepared to face something you can't see now, because if you can survive it once, you can survive it again. Nothing you want to achieve is obtainable if you're not too scared to try. Throughout my middle school years, I have realized that fear and anxiety are the first stages of success. We all start from stage one in anything we do. Beating it is what makes us brave. I would admit, though, I'm still scared. I'm scared to see what comes next in high school. I'm afraid of what may lie ahead. Even now, I'm scared to be speaking with vulnerability in front of all of my peers. But if I never tried, then this success would have never happened, and afterwards, I would never hear the applause. I'm still learning to have courage in myself, but as I said before, that is what school is about. I have a long way to go through high school and beyond, but what I have learned here in middle school is that this is the beginning of lifelong learning. After this, I'll continue to learn about myself, the life I'm going to live, and the world where it will be taking place. Maybe one day, I'll change it for the better too. That is not something I've always known, though. Sixth grade me could not hold a candle to who I am today. That is for one reason only. Sixth grade me wanted to give up. Though I wasn't alone, I had my friends who stood by me, but I still felt lonely. It was hard stepping into a foreign world I knew nothing about. I remember in sixth grade, the beating heart that was supposed to be bursting at the seams was empty. I ignored it and built a weight upon myself of 100 pounds. That weight was my goals, my ambitions, my interests. I had been neglecting them for the fear of judgment and ridicule. In 7th grade, nearly a year later, I learned a lesson that taught something valuable. It was the first career day I had experienced. I remember walking through the halls with different signs of different people with different careers and lives and interests. Though there was something they all had in common. They all had succeeded, and all of them weren't afraid of their own shadow. They weren't afraid because the same boldness was what got them there. They all had a job they were happy with, a job that told their stories for them, their failures and successes, their interests and weaknesses. Each factor that had left them was something that made them happy. They never gave up or neglected their talents. So if I wanted what they had, why should I? That was the turning point in my mindset, where I learned that something I would never forget. I'll encourage you all to continue learning too, because it changed my life. To conclude this, I like to quote Les Brown's speech that states, "If you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, if you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you got to be able to be willing to go against the tide, to harness your own will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. Control your life. Remember your experiences, the good and the bad. Study what brought you to triumph. Middle school is the time to do this. Don't wait, learn, and you will succeed." Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. At Walker, everything starts and ends with relationships. Our advisory program is the heartbeat of that philosophy, where middle school advisors serve more than just academic guides. They're mentors, champions, and a steady presence in our students' daily lives. I've seen firsthand how these bonds give our students the confidence to be their authentic selves. To honor the class of 2030, we have asked our 8th grade advisors to share some reflections from this year, small moments that capture the unique spirit, humor, and heart of this remarkable group. Mr. Bohr?
Good morning. I'm going to go off script here a little bit. I hazard to begin in the sense that that was an impressive introduction, and I fear that my speech may err on the ridiculous side, so apologies up front. I do want to say good morning. My name is Matthew Bohr. I teach the 8th grade American Studies and serve as the Room 113 homeroom advisor to 15 appropriately social, sufficiently smart, somewhat successful, seriously savvy 8th graders. And when I wrapped up this speech around this time last year, I immediately began to worry about what I might say this time around. And in fact, by the middle of last summer, I had begun to keep a carefully collated journal stuffed with copious notes and free-form mind maps. I arranged Zoom meetings with the world's foremost scholars of adolescent psychology. I defied travel bans and State Department warnings to consult exotic, ancient mystics sequestered in the most remote and isolated reaches of the globe. I snuck under cover of broad daylight into exclusive university lectures, braved the conspiratorial confines of the dark web, learned dead languages to read obscure sacred scrolls, and discovered in unmapped corners of unnapped continents that no one had any ideas. And for all that time, effort, and money, I was no closer to knowing what to say today than before I spent my own children's college funds pursuing eternal wisdom for my 8th grade advisory. But then, on my way here, no joke, careening down 75, gulping 5-hour energy and mulling how to repair my credit, marriage, and felony records. That's no joke. I had a vision. I saw a sign, a literal sign, a billboard, a personal injury billboard, actually, and it said, You want the truth, better call Ruth. And I thought, Eureka, I will call Ruth, and I will ask what to say today. No, I should provide the truth. I should be brutally, unblinkingly honest. I can be Ruth for my homeroom. So buckle up, my pretties. Here comes the truth train, and I'm just going to tell you all exactly how I feel. Owen, Nico, Levi, Ben, Max, Mason, and Easton, this could take a while, and that's no cap. But I'll keep it short by saying that the truth is, by all appearances, you enjoyed too much fun and advisory and brought far too much goofy spirit to our room. Your joy and friendship, inspired by memes and edits I don't understand, made me feel old and insecure. And the passion, depth, and knowledge, and the level of discourse surrounding college sports is both impressive and appalling. If you brought a fraction of this mastery to American studies, I would be out of a job. Sadly, and despite my best efforts, I never successfully extinguished your enthusiasm for hanging out in homeroom. Shame on you and your infectious happiness. Linton, I like you. You're cool. Ella, Evelyn, Zara, such colossal disappointments. I began this year assuming you were quiet, passive, fragile flowers who could be easily intimidated into a shell of solemnity, seriousness, and quietude. Holy neatos, was I wrong. The truth is, you are not solemn at all, and it turns out, much to my chagrin, you are vivacious, you are creative and funny. How can I be a grouchy, bitter middle school teacher? How can I be a stern, unnecessarily demanding classroom curmudgeon when one of you generously and cruelly contributes a 5-foot inflatable banana to my classroom? The smile on that banana haunts me. That's low-key diabolical. Mila, Olivia, Sienna, the truth is I cannot think of anything to criticize, shame, or publicly embarrass you about. And don't think I didn't try. I took several days off last week to focus exclusively on your shortcomings. And I still couldn't think of anything, except for these harsh, icy cold fact sandwiches. Clock this. Sienna, you're reading at a higher grade level than I am. You are way too literate. Can't you periodically shout 6-7 and flap your arms around once in a while? You know, like Owen and Max. Sorry, I lost my place on that one. Olivia, you know more random 80s trivia than I do, which is pretty tough. But my knowledge of Knight Rider and MASH is all that sets me apart. I used to be sweaty, caffeinated, and, in my own mind, kind of quirky. Now, I'm just sweaty and caffeinated. And Mila, body shaming my skinny arms is mean. I'm not weak, I'm just small arm boned. Oh, and guess what? Monkeys do cramp. I looked it up. Leanne, I'm tired and I want to go home too. But the truth is that while you were here at school in the room, you lit it up. And I was #blessed to have you tell me, always with a smile and a shrug, about how before, oh, sorry, I even lost my page. There we go, sorry, let me get my thing here. Oh, no, there we go. Each day you made, let's say, you say you're more tired than the last, and how you really just wanted to be home with your 32 dogs. Side note, that's too many dogs. Alas, your secret sauce is the light you shine in every room you're in. Thank you for brightening my day too. Now, I hope my truthiness didn't sting, but just in case, let me prise open one more can of Straight Talk Celsius, a 1,000-ounce Alani of altruism, a moral magnitude of Monster, a ghost drink of goodness, and a restorative reservoir of Red Bull. And say that in all honesty, I am proud to have been a part of your 8th grade year. You are each going towards futures more varied and exciting than you can imagine, into a world more mysterious and challenging and inspiring than anything you've yet encountered. And whether you know it or not, every laugh, every chat, every step-up activity, every mindful video played at triple the speed, it was all part of our advisory experience, and now it's a part of you, as you have been an important part of making my year at Walker even more memorable than the last. You're all goated, and that is the truth, Ruth. Thank you. Let me just bring it down a notch.
All right, we can conclude our program now, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. Before I speak about my lovely advisees, I just want to speak about our student speakers who presented this morning. Yesterday afternoon, we practiced, and I asked them, what are you going to do if you get emotional? Are you prepared for that? Little did I know I would need my own advice. So I just want to say, Alicia, Olivia, Emily, Sue, and you all did a wonderful job. All right. What? Charlotte, yes, Winnie the Pooh, I love you, Charlotte. Okay. All right, sorry. I'm still trying to get it together. Okay, so while Mr. Bohr was worried about what he would say in his speech, I was worried about having to go after him, and here we are, so there's that. But I would like to start off by saying good morning. I'm Miss Mustafa, and I want to say that I'm housed in room 109. So just keep that term in mind as I go through the rest of this speech. Housed, I'm using that for a reason. So I want to go all the way back to August, specifically our middle school field day. This was the first time that I was able to interact with my advisees in a meaningful way. And not only that, I was able to watch them work together. I was able to watch them learn about one another. I was able to watch them include our new to Walker folks in all the activities. And what I quickly noticed, that although we may not have been the fastest or the strongest by any means with any of those activities, we showed the most support and quickly recognized each other's strengths and weaknesses. So we decided to embrace those. I was able to watch my advisees choose people they knew would give us the best chance at winning a game, while others supported from the sidelines and cheered them on. So that by the end of the day, every advisee had a moment to shine, and every advisee also had a moment to support. I left school that day feeling grateful that I would have a group of kids in my room almost daily who I could count on to always show up authentically, and who would feel safe enough to be themselves around their peers and me, not having to pretend to be someone other than who they are. So this is ultimately the event that inspired my free verse poem. By the way, grades have not been finalized, so by the end of this, if you can identify the examples of anaphora and alliteration and repetition, then bonus points for you. All right. The poem is titled A Window. A window into room 109 would reveal 15 students who started as timid 8th graders but would eventually turn into confident leaders, who stress over lessons explaining how to, well, deal with that stress, who argue over how to pronounce the word orange, who Wordle, Guess the Country, BS, which is a card game apparently, and Pictionary till their heart's desire, who accept and encourage and give a space to those who need it, who practice what it means to be a good friend, set boundaries, and navigate the frightening wonders of teenage emotions. So frightening that I had to go out and buy a book titled The Psychology Behind the Teenage Mind. And no, it doesn't explain why Zucky repeats those numbers, unfortunately. So this room also was used as an outlet, a safe space. The students in this room tried to help me during moments when I'm dealing with my own personal stress, asking, how can we help? Or are you okay, Miss Mustafa? Who were unfazed anytime I burst out into song at random, who regularly act as my messengers and defenders in my ongoing rivalry with one particular teacher, I bet nobody can guess who that is. Who I'm confident will thrive in ninth grade and impress their upper school teachers with their curiosity and resilience. A window into room 109 would reveal 15 students who would become family. Dash, our go-to for the snacks. Zucky, our middle child, who is unfortunately a Knicks fan, but we still accept him into the family. Henry, the cool uncle. Suin, the generous one. Hendrix, our protective brother. Kate, our mature big sister. Ava, our therapist. Owen, our energetic little brother, of course. Silas, the quiet cousin who keeps us grounded. Alicia, our unpredictable, crazy aunt. Kennedy, our brutally honest cousin. We all need one of those. Brooke, the sweet, calm one. Layton, the bright light of the family. Luca, the easygoing cousin. And Annie, the social butterfly of our family. To my advisees, and I guess I'll include Emma Bonzer and Levi Stroh, who very much adopted room 109 as their second home. You're welcome anytime. I wish you all the success as you continue your academic journeys. And don't forget, you will always have a home in room 109. Thank you.
Oh boy. What Mr. Bohr did not tell you is I was along with those travels with him trying to figure out what I was going to say as well. I did not see a sign. What I did, I've been reflecting. So I would ask that, and everybody can do this, but just take a moment and reflect back to August 7th, 2025, our first day of school. And then kind of fast forward all the way to today, whatever the date is, in 2026. A lot has happened. There have been ups and downs, whether that was on a sports field. I'm not even on the paper right now. On a sports field, on a stage, the downs in our classroom and our advisory discussions on second step, perhaps some tears with friends about our Chinese restaurant, Chin Chin. Or some laughs, huddled around a Chromebook, looking up whatever you're looking at. But as I reflected, I also thought about two things that kind of like happened to me. And these lead to two things, two pieces of advice that I want to leave you. Advisory from 106. And really anybody can take this as I look out at the middle school. First, do not underestimate the impact that you can have on anybody, even those you do not notice. At one point this year, I brought my daughter onto campus, and she has not stopped talking about Aladdin since then. Even literally this week, she's asking if she can come to Daddy's school to see the princesses. She wants to see Aladdin fly on the magic carpet ride again, and she does not understand that Aladdin is no longer here. So, like a sincere thank you to everybody that was involved in that production, and another thank you to Evelyn for taking a picture after the show with my daughter, because every day she still asks to see the picture from Daddy's school. So thank you. But do not underestimate that impact that you can have. Secondly, with your passions, your wants, your dreams, we have a lot of them. Build them, foster their growth, and do not let them die. Make sure that you work on them so they become attainable. But at the same time, do not let them define you. I challenge you to take advantage of the opportunities to reach outside of your comfort zone and try new things, things that may become your new favorite. A great thing about Walker is the opportunities to try these new things. When I was in high school, I was in the middle of soccer season. They were working on the musical, and it was the first musical that I had ever seen. So just tying musicals back in. Aladdin was my daughter's first. The first one I ever saw was Little Shop of Horrors, and they had decided to do that my senior year. Again, middle of soccer season. I was busy with soccer and school and club, but I talked to the drama teacher and said, "Hey, is there any chance that I can be part of this?" And I was able. They found a role. I could attend soccer, I could attend the play practices, and I found myself loving being part of that play. That's not something I would have been able to do or wanted to do, perhaps at a bigger school. And building on that, this past summer, some alumni soccer players returned to campus to knock the ball around, one of whom had gone off to college to pursue his interests and passions in engineering, and also continue playing this game that he has loved and played for many years. A year into college, he had stopped playing soccer. He took a step back. He found new passions and hobbies. He tried some new classes and even changed his major. Trying something new can surprise you. It surprised him. Honestly, I have to read this text that he sent me because I don't understand it. But these are the things that he's doing, and he is incredibly excited about it. It might make sense to some of you. I recently got funding for a personal project where I will be modifying a Lenovo ThinkPad X230 ancient brick of a laptop into a security and privacy hardened cybersecurity research capable device. I'm very interested in data privacy, and I also plan on building a computer to self-host an LLM with compute comparable to Claude's Sonnet 4.6. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds very, very impressive. And when he was here at Walker playing on those fields in these classrooms, that was not part of what he was planning on doing. But he took a risk, tried something new, and he's found some new passions that he is very excited about. So try something new. It can surprise you as well. Potentially open up new doors that you have previously never considered for yourself. Put yourself out there, be vulnerable, and try something different. Best of luck.
Good morning. I am Bryce Brickhouse, and I want to talk about my advisory. We have the best advisory, period. There's no questions about it. Best advisory. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for an amazing, fun, and engaging year. The year began with competition, which we won everything. We won everything, which was right up my alley. Field day was a success as we worked as one to win a lot of games and challenges. But it didn't stop there. Your hard work on the creative four core value shields displayed in the middle school hallway to the student-led conferences and everything in between. You were competitive and a joy to be around. The college football playoffs, NCAA March Madness, and the WNBA trades and retirements were all fun, hot topics in this year's advisory. The discussions about how to leave places and spaces better than you found it seem impactful as we finish every class with 2 minutes, chairs in. This reminded us that no matter how we walked into our shared space of the boardroom, we would leave it better than we found it. Oh yeah, I can't forget the infamous game of Mafia, yeah. Don't worry, parents, it's an innocent game of mystery that we all love to play as a group. The relationships and memories we created together are priceless. Whether you're staying here for the upper school or taking another route, I am grateful that our paths crossed, and I wish nothing but the best for you and your families. Make the world a better place. 2 minutes, chairs in. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Dennis McElhenney. I'm a math teacher here, 8th grade dean. To my advisory, if you play a sport, you know that coaches draw up plays on the board. Sometimes they draw up plays on paper. If this one person goes here, and if this other person does this, then the result should be a big play. Maybe you'll score some points, or at least a big play that could put you into position to earn some points. But in sports, just like in life, plays don't always go as planned. When I started my 30th year at Walker in August this year, I had a plan drawn up in my mind, how I thought it was going to look. And as it turned out, it was very different. Losing my mom in March and almost losing my wife to a terrible accident in November were two things that were not on my bingo card this school year. Yet amid these chaotic and tumultuous events for me personally, there was always one area where I was able to find refuge and calmer waters, and that was my advisory. When you walked into my room, no matter how crazy my day had been, no matter how crazy it might get later, I was able to take a deep breath and reorient myself and get myself back on track. Many of you were quite good at answering my daily this date in history questions on the board. You always made good use of your time, working on Romeo and Juliet, maybe your capstone project. We had some nice conversations together. So I want to thank Max and Emma, Hope, Michael, Kennedy, Carter, Andrew, Evie, Evan, Kate, Taylor, Connor, Aiden, Nate, and Yusef for helping me navigate my way through a challenging year. It may not have gone the way that I had drawn it up in my mind, but I definitely scored big points having you in my advisory. Thank you.
Good morning, Walker families. You'll have to bear with me. My advisory is the only 8th grade advisory that is housed in Warren. So I might have just leaned in to my love of science just a little bit, so bear with me. I'm the 8th grade science teacher, Mrs. Giles, and I want to give a message to my 15 wonderful advisees. These are the incredible individuals that have made my 8th grade year journey I won't soon forget. Take a look around. In just a few short months, your hallways will look a little different, and the expectations of you will be higher. But before we sprint forward to the finish line, I want to share a few thoughts with you. My first thought is I want to encourage you to stay curious. Mr. Alpea referenced Dr. Seuss in his opening statements, and he said it perfectly. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You're standing on the edge of high school, and while it's tempting to feel like you need to have your entire life mapped out before you, even maybe before your first day, freshman year, I can think of a few of you that applies to. I'm here to tell you it's the opposite. High school isn't a race to a destination. It's a laboratory for discovery. Mr. Alpera also mentioned curiosity. It's important for you as you approach all of these next steps in your life to stay curious. In the next 4 years, your greatest tool won't be your laptop. It won't be your phone. It won't be your calculator. It'll be your curiosity. So, I encourage you, test a new hypothesis. Maybe join a club that you think sounds weird. Diversify your data. Take an elective in a subject that you know nothing about. Question the constants. Ask the questions that no one else is asking. The world is wide, and as the book says, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Don't let the fear of the unknown keep you on a narrow path. Steer always toward what makes you wonder. Second thing I want to talk to you about is something that's near and dear to my heart, especially as a science teacher and as an engineer. Failure. Never be afraid to fail. This is something that we often try to avoid. In high school, you might fail a test. You might get cut from a team. You might submit a lab report that comes back covered in ink. Whenever that happens, I want you to remember that failure is not a dead end. It is data. It tells you where to grow. If you are never failing, you are not reaching high enough. Always strive for progress, never perfection. Perfection is impossible, and most importantly, it keeps you from taking risks. Progress, however, is movement. It's the small daily wins that build a life. Finally, to close this up, there will be days when you feel like you're soaring, and days when, as Dr. Seuss warns, the bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You might find yourself in a lurch or in a waiting place. When those moments come, remember the resilience you showed in 8th grade and in my advisory. You are 15 unique, capable, brilliant humans. So, today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. I'm incredibly proud of each of you. Now go out there and show high school what you're made out of. Mostly carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, but with a whole lot of heart. Thank you.
All right, 8th grade. When you hear your name called, please come to the stage to receive a pin and to have your picture taken. Ian Adams. Kate Barker. Zoe Barker. Mason Beatty. Max Beatty. Owen Bly. Emma Bonzer. Liam Bundy. Max Berger. Hope Caldera. Carla Calderon. Dash Callahan. Riley Carter. Sam Carter. Caleb Chapman. Zucky Chodering. Bijal Chavda. Henry Clifton. Phoenix Cohen. Nico Cole. Matias Correa. Linton Quee. Annie Davis. Kennedy Davison. Michael Dean. Suin De Silva. Joseph Dong. Kennedy Duncan Lattimore. Camille Ertl. Gemma Farrow. Zach Franks. Ryder Furtick Williams. Hendrix Gallagher. Carter Gant. Mila Grayson Thompson. Hayden Gustafson. Nathan Hall. Andrew Hahn. Evie Herndon. Kate Herndon. Evelyn Hesse. Jackson Hitchens. Ava Horn. Owen Hugh. Jay Innocent. Evan Joannou. Asher Kesser. Ryan Lee. Callan Lewis. Jade Lopez. Kate Manuel. EJ Matchett. Aiden McCrae. Taylor Mendez. Silas Ming. Alicia Miles. Olivia Miles. Kennedy Namkung. Easton Newsom. Caden Norman. Zara Patel. Emma Pierce. Hank Raby. Connor Ricks. Kazim Rizvi. Aiden Robinson. Ella Rosen. Brooke Scott. Connor Scott. Evelyn Seidel. Jason Settle. Elise Sistrunk. Morgan Smith. Renesa Sopti. Levi Stroh. Mayuri Subramanian. Nate Sullivan. Caleb Tolbert. Yusef Tomali. Not here, sorry. Layton Tyson. Luca Vermillion. Amrit Vijay Varghia. Annie Vogt. Leanne Warren. Benjamin Winder. Sienna Weiss. Charlotte Williams. August Wolf. Mikhail Wood. Emily Wu.
Let's have one more round of applause for the class of 2030. I want to thank our incredible teachers, staff, coaches, and families for the dedication that made this year possible. As we close, I remind you of the wisdom you shared in your slideshow, whether it's following C.S. Lewis's advice that there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind, or some of you prefer the logic of Yogi Berra, who famously said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. You're ready for the next step. Throughout your time here, you have been supported and inspired by this community. Now, I challenge you to pay that forward. Get out there, be great, do your part to make the world a better place, and never forget that Walker is always in your corner. Congratulations. Eighth grade, lead the way. Families and friends of Walker, thank you for coming. The 8th grade, parents, please feel free to meet your child at the courtyard outside. 6th and 7th grade parents, we will be dismissing students back to advisories.